In this video, I'm going to react to a comparison between the tallest buildings in the world. Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Kabir Considers. This is the place where I react to music, media, sports, anime, anything related to popular culture. I'll watch it with an open mind and give you my 100% honest reaction to it. And if you could please hit that like button early, I'd really appreciate it. Now, this is really a video that I could easily watch in my spare time. I love this sort of stuff. Engineering, architecture, just anything to do with building, creating things, space, travel, exploration, love this stuff. And I thought to myself, you know, like, what are the tallest buildings in the world? I believe the Burj Khalifa might be the tallest building, but that might have been usurped by now. I have no idea. I believe the tallest building in the UK is the Shard, I think. So yeah, my knowledge of the tallest buildings in the world is pretty poor. So when I was recommended this video, I was like, yes, this is right up my street, because not only is it going to be a fun one to watch, but I also need to know this as well. So let's go. This is going to be me reacting to a comparison between the world's tallest buildings. Let's do it.
Stonehenge. The stones are sinking into the ground over time, and Charles Darwin discovered it's because of earthworms. The Carrot House.
The thing with Stonehenge is, do we know why it's there yet? Like, is it some kind of, was it aliens, or was it, I imagine maybe some ancient or society? Because it's been there for a long time, right?
The world's narrowest house. A 7-year-old could touch both walls at once and leave even more fingerprints.
Wow.
Cloud Gate. The beam is exactly twice as long as it is tall. The concept was inspired by
I don't know why the volume for this bit is just decreased randomly.
Mercury. Newby McMahon Building. Known as the world's littlest skyscraper, it's about the height of a phone pole. The Hollywood sign. It used to say Hollywood.
Iconic. I would love to, I know that to go all the way to LA just to stand next to the Hollywood sign is so cliche, but I need to.
Would land, but the last part was ditched in 1949. The Parthenon. It's gotten so much foot traffic over the centuries that the surrounding rocky ground is slippery smooth.
Wow.
Mount Rushmore faces. The sculptor used dynamite to remove pieces of the 5,725-foot mountain the faces are carved into.
Wow.
The Great Sphinx. Its eyes alone are 6 feet tall, and the whole thing used to be painted different colors. Oh, about 4 miles away, there's the Pretty Good Sphinx, but it's nothing special. Not really. The Louvre Pyramid. It had...
Yeah, like, this is just a fantastic piece of architecture right here. I love it. Simplistic yet elegant.
It's the same exact proportions as the Great Pyramid of Giza. It's a tribute to the museum's Egyptian antiques collection. The Avia Park Aquarium.
Wow.
Holds a world's record for the largest cylindrical aquarium. It's also in the biggest mall in Europe.
How do you navigate that? Is there like a staircase around it? It doesn't look like it, but there must be, right? Because otherwise, how would you get to the top? Because 23 feet is very high.
The Tower of
23 feet, 75 feet. What's wrong?
London. This is where the Queen of England keeps her 23,000 pieces of jewelry worth $25 billion.
Yep, it's a lot of money.
The Dancing House. The large twisted metal structure on top of the building is named Mary, because reasons. Monument to the Equator. Ironically, the monument is about 800 feet from the actual equator. Oops. The windmills at Kinderjing. They were built to prevent flooding. Without them, 40% of the Netherlands would have been underwater long ago.
Really? Huh.
The Lotus Temple.
I thought for a split second that this was the Sydney Opera House. Like, I can't be the only one that can see the resemblance here. Let me know if there's others like me. Like, it definitely has the same kind of like white sort of leaf structures of the Sydney Opera House.
Inspired by the lotus flower, the temple has 9 pools around it to look as if it's floating on water. Lego Tower. It's the tallest structure built with Legos.
What? It's actually made of Lego and it's 115 feet tall. How? They must have used some kind of adhesive, like in between the like, let's say they make a big Lego brick. There's got to be an adhesive there, because otherwise the wind is surely just going to tip that over.
And took 550,000 bricks to complete.
What?
The Brooklyn Bridge. P.T. Barnum once marched 21 elephants across the bridge in 1884 to show how sturdy the structure was. Nothing written here as to who got the dirty job once the elephants left. St. Basil's Cathedral. The bright colors it's known for didn't decorate the walls until 200 years after its construction.
Wow.
The Colosseum.
I'd love to visit the Colosseum just to, like, I wonder, are you allowed to stand inside it? You know, just to think that at one point in time, gladiators fought for their lives in this structure, you know, against tigers, lions, you know, to the amusement of, you know, like the Roman emperors, and it's just fascinating, honestly.
It could seat 50,000 spectators, and it was originally called the Flavian Amphitheater. Arc de Triomphe. Before the Arc was commissioned, the space it stands on was almost used to construct a giant elephant-shaped building. Hey,
Really?
I'm sensing an elephant pattern here.
Yeah, me too.
Hagia Sophia. One of the most iconic examples of Byzantine architecture, most famous for its massive dome. The Leaning Tower of Pisa. It's 186 feet tall, though the low side is only 183 feet high. Neuschwanstein Castle. Yeah, it's the castle that inspired Disney's iconic Cinderella Castle.
Really? Interesting. Maybe Walt Disney has German ancestry. I imagine Walt, is that a German name? Walter? Perhaps.
Too bad he didn't keep the name for the movie. Once there was a girl named Neuschwanstein. Okay, he was probably right. The Sakyamuni Pagoda. It's a world record holder for the tallest wooden pagoda, and it's the oldest wooden pagoda still standing in China. Back in the 60s, there was talk about building the Sakatumi Pagoda, but it didn't work out.
Who's writing this guy's jokes? They're pretty corny, but they're still funny to me.
The Golden Gate Bridge. The bridge was supposed to be painted blue and yellow. The iconic orange hue was just a temporary primer, but the architect decided to keep it. Sydney Opera House. It's bigger than you can imagine. The Opera House has over 1,000 rooms inside that go through more than 15,000 light bulbs a year.
Wow.
The Taj Mahal. The name Taj Mahal means crown of palaces. Nearly half its height is in its huge onion dome. The Motherland Calls. Tallest statue of a woman in the world. Her sword alone is over 100 feet long.
Wow, so it's taller than the Statue of Liberty, huh? I didn't even know of this statue. I like it though. I like the way she's leaning to one side with that sword. It's a cool aesthetic.
Flatiron Building. It was designed with that famous shape simply because it could fit the wedge-like space available. The offices in the tip are only 6 feet wide.
Wow.
The Statue of Liberty.
Oh, so it's not the... I thought the Russian female statue was the tallest female statue.
The statue from foot to tip is 151 feet. Half her height comes from her pedestal.
Right.
Lloyd's
Maybe
Building.
that's why.
They put the elevators on the outside of this futuristic-looking building to allow more space on the inside. Big Ben.
Big Ben.
Old Ben has seen the reigns of 6 monarchs. And yes, it's the name of the bell inside Elizabeth Tower. Atomium.
Wow, this is cool. I like this. Very cool.
The building's design is an iron molecule 150 billion times sized up. The tubes have staircases and escalators connecting exhibitions inside the spheres. 1 Times Square building. The interior of the building is no longer in use, but the billboard wall on the outside generates a yearly $23 million in ads.
Wow.
The Spire. The base is 10 feet in diameter and goes down to 6 inches at the tippy top. The London Eye. Europe's largest Ferris wheel has 32 capsules, numbered 1 to 12 and 14 to 33. No number 13 because, well, yeah. The Great Pyramid of Giza. When first built, the pyramids were polished smooth with white casing and probably reflected sunlight like giant jewel.
To think that this massive structure, 450 feet high, was built way back thousands of years ago. How is it even possible? I know some people, hypothesize that aliens came and either built it for them or gave them technology to build it. Because, there weren't any cranes or anything back then. So did they literally brick by brick? Honestly, it blows my mind. It really does.
Dubai Fountain. The largest dancing fountain in the world. It can spray 22,000 gallons of water in the air. Don't forget an umbrella. I-360 Tower. The super slender tower is supported by a foundation that reaches 6 stories underground. The Washington Monument. It's the tallest structure in D.C., and no building is allowed to be taller than the monument.
Really?
The Gherkin.
Yeah.
If you laid out all the glass windows, they'd take up 3 football fields. And each one of those 7,429 panes is washed by hand. The Statue of Unity. Took the title of the world's tallest statue from China's Spring Temple Buddha upon its completion in 2018. The Space Needle. It used to have a giant flame at the top that burned enough natural gas to heat 125 homes. Now they just cook marshmallows on it. The Turning Torso. Each of the 9 cubes is made up of 5 floors, and the space between them is also a floor. The Gateway Arch. It's the world's tallest arch, the tallest monument in the Western Hemisphere, and the tallest stainless steel monument in the world. WTC Mexico. The building has the largest revolving restaurant in the world.
So WTC, so World Trade Center Mexico, I believe? That's what that stands for?
It could fit almost 2 basketball courts. The Rostamani Maze Tower. The world's largest vertical maze can fit 8 basketball courts.
Vertical maze.
Angkor Wat. The building is 7 times bigger than the U.S. Capitol. It could almost fit the entire country of Monaco.
What?
The Millau Viaduct. It's the world's tallest bridge. Drivers can sometimes enjoy a view of the clouds below. Jinping Hydropower Station. And now the tallest dam. It's almost twice the height of the Washington Monument.
Man, construction of that dam must have been quite an ordeal. The amount of man-hours to make something that big and that dense, because obviously it's got to hold back so much water.
The Shard. Yes, it was modeled after a shard of glass, and this one has enough panes to make 8 football
the Shard. Love this building.
Fields. Jeddah Fountain. Tallest fountain in the world. The water sprays out from it going over 200 miles per hour to reach that height. The Chrysler Building. It remains the tallest brick building in the world. The lobby alone is 3 stories high.
Wow.
Burj Al Arab Hotel. The shape was inspired by the sail of a ship. It's also been dubbed the world's only 7-star hotel. The Eiffel Tower. It took over 18,000 metal parts, 2.5 million rivets, and 40 tons of paint to complete the job. The tower gets a fresh coat of paint every 7 years.
Painting that thing must be quite the job. Whew.
on Tall Tower Observatory. It's the tallest structure in South America and serves as a research facility that measures the atmosphere.
Wow.
Ryonyang Hotel. It's the world's tallest unoccupied building. It's twice the height of the Great Pyramid.
Wow.
The Jivora Hotel. It's the tallest hotel in the world. Imagine the view from the luxury spa on the 71st floor.
Man, crazy.
The Nador Transmitter. It's the tallest structure on the continent of Africa.
Wow. What's it used for? Like, is it just for transmitting signals, or I imagine, you know, by the name, that's what it is. Like, I didn't realize that it was this, you know, you needed a structure that high to do that. I need to look into this.
432 Park Avenue holds a Guinness record for the tallest residential building. It holds 104 apartments, starting at just $7 million. The Empire State Building. It was constructed in record time. Thousands of builders finished it in a little over a year.
Just 1 year? That is very impressive. Very impressive indeed.
Petronas Towers. From above, the towers are shaped like 8-point stars. The connective sky bridge makes them form a giant M. Oriental Pearl Tower. It has 11 spheres of different sizes, the top one being dubbed the Space Module. Taipei 101. The building is incredibly efficient. It blocks UV rays and 50% of outside heat.
Wow.
Willis Tower, formerly Sears Tower. Its base takes up an entire city block in Chicago.
What? Dang, that thing must be huge. A whole city block.
Ostankino Tower. It's the tallest structure in Europe for over 50 years running. One World Trade Center. On a clear day, you can see 80 miles into New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, and Massachusetts. CN Tower. There's a glass floor 113 stories high in the observation tower. Don't worry, it can withstand the weight of 35 moose. What, no elephants? Canton Tower. If you're not impressed by the spectacular view, the tower also has the highest
I love the shape, the little turn, the little twist in the middle. You know, the engineers and the architects that designed these buildings really deserve all the credit, because, I mean, to conceive a building like this to the scale, you know, 600 meters high, it's no small feat.
4D movie theater. A Braj Al Bait hotel tower. It has the world's largest clock face. The Arc de Triomphe could almost fit in it. KVLY TV mast. It's the tallest broadcasting mast in the world and the tallest structure in North America.
Wow.
Shanghai Tower. Home to the world's fastest elevator. You can reach the 119th floor in under a minute. Woo.
That is rapid, man. If I ever got in that, I would definitely be holding onto the rails.
My stomach would arrive later, I think. Tokyo Skytree. It's the tallest tower in the world, twice the height of the Eiffel Tower.
Wow.
The Burj Khalifa.
Burj Khalifa.
Currently the title holder for the world's tallest structure. If it were laid flat, it would take you 12 minutes to walk its height.
Wow.
And that brings our total to 53,253 feet. That's 10 miles. Longer than the Great Wall? Nah, not even close. It's 13,000 miles long. To the moon? Forget about it. Our superstructure wouldn't even reach space, and that's only 60 miles up. But we did end up with something 1.5 times the depth of the Mariana Trench and twice the height of Mount Everest.
Wow, some absolutely amazing structures there. It's just, when we human beings just decide to, you know, pool our resources, all of our thinking power into one project, the things that we're capable of, just unbelievable. Just the Burj Khalifa, over 2,500 feet high. That is just absolutely insane. The view from the top must be unbelievable. like, just wow. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, turn on bell notifications, and keep throwing the recommendations my way. I know I say it all the time, but they genuinely help me out, because if I know you enjoyed watching something, I'll definitely enjoy reacting to it. So like, subscribe, turn on bell notifications, keep throwing the recommendations, and I'll catch you in the next one.